bring to you these stories. I shall be talking a number of things today that are happening on the ground and at the international level. Please don't touch your remote. The anchor man will be back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I have a number of stories that I shall be bringing to you tonight. Number one, I shall be talking about the international call. The international call by some former heads of state and Nobel laureate for a ceasefire on the war that is going on in Amazonia, between Amazonia and La République du Cameroon. I shall also be talking about the lockdown that is currently going on in the northern zone, and that which is coming up beginning Monday in the southern zone. Then there is this group of ladies called the Task Force for the North, Southwest and Northwest. Women Task Force for the Northwest and Southwest. I have a message for them. I have a message for that group of ladies. And of course, we're not going to forget Donga Mantum War Drive. That is coming up this weekend, precisely on Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, please, you go ahead. Give me 700 people. Give me 700 people so I can come to you with the presentation proper. Hit your share button. I am really loaded here, ladies and gentlemen. I am loaded to come to you with very critical information, necessary, good for the struggle. So please, let's quickly do so. And while you do that, let me shut down some noise right behind me here, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, I leave you looking at these faces. I leave you looking at these faces. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the faces you saw on your screen, those are the faces of the so-called Task Force women. Task Force women, I have a message for them, and I shall be coming to that. But please, I am waiting for you, those of you watching by way of Facebook, by way of social media, to go ahead and hit your share button. Please push the link. Push the link and let everybody out there. Now, you must understand, I am no longer announcing my coming up live. I do so because, you know, we are in a struggle and things will happen and we will need to come out and address them. So when we do not plan for those things to happen, you can imagine that you will see us, may not be me, maybe somebody else, representing the interim government coming up to address such situations. So please do me a favor, hit your share button right away. Something I have to bring to you. Very exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Do that, please. So go ahead, hit your share button. Thank you. Sorry for that interruption there. Meanwhile, let me see those of you who have joined. Let me see those of you who have joined. All right, if you are just joining, hit your share button. Hit your share button, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to have an exciting, very, very exciting program. Oh, wow, wonderful. We're having over 500 already. I can see here over 500 already. So please, if you are just joining, go ahead, hit your share button. Go ahead and hit your share button, ladies and gentlemen. And while you do so, I like to remind every one of you out there, this is not just about people from Donga Mantum, from Nkambe, from Ndu, from which are the different local governments in Donga Mantum. I don't remember. I really don't. I have never been there, actually. I've never been there. I've gone all the way up to Banso. Yes, Banso, that is Kumbo. I have never gone Banso is Kumbo, right? Yeah, I think so. I have never gone beyond Kumbo. I've been up to Ngo Ketunjia, Kumbo, Jakiri. I have never been beyond Jakiri. I have been to Wum, that is in the Menchum. But I've never been up to Donga Mantum, whose capital is called Nkambe, a very strong base of CPDM of La République du Cameroon. But ladies and gentlemen, we got to show La République du Cameroon. I'm talking about the indigenes of Nkambe in particular, and Donga Mantum in general. We got to take a message to them this weekend that Nkambe, Donga Mantum belongs to Ambazonia. Ambazonians own Donga Mantum. We dictate, we spell out what goes on over there. We spell out what goes on over there. We control that territory. So that is the message we want to send out to French Cameroon, ladies and gentlemen, with Donga Mantum War Drive coming up on Sunday. And I want to appeal to every son and daughter of Ambazonia, not just Donga Mantum, Ambazonia. Ladies and gentlemen, let us step out in our numbers and stand behind Donga Mantum and send a disgrace to the, who are those guys? Is it Gerard somebody? Who that guy? Gerard, they call him Gerard, I've forgotten the other guy, the other name. Then there is Njong Donatus. I think he is also from Donga Mantum. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to send out a very, very stern message on Sunday from Donga Mantum to those cronies of French Cameroon, those enablers on the ground in Donga Mantum, members of the CPDM. We need to send a message to them and to their leaders in French Cameroon that Donga Mantum belong to Ambazonians and Ambazonians alone. By putting on a strong drive, we do that by putting on a strong drive for Donga Mantum on Sunday. So please, we want every Ambazonian to show solidarity, to step out and manifest solidarity with the people of Donga Mantum, Ambazonians of Donga Mantum origin. I want to thank you because I know we will all do that. If anything, the message should be Donga Mantum supports or stands behind the struggle. And let us do so. Let us send that message by turning out en masse, all of us Ambazonians, to draft for Donga Mantum and to the indigenes themselves of Donga and Mantum. Please, I have said it before. These war drafts now have become a matter of pride. You let your own county down, you carry the shame. And I'm not sure say Donga Mantum people the one for carry last, like Nigerian man that talks say we're not a carry last. So Donga Mantum I sure say we not one carry last for this draft. So make one show out, be proud of your county, defend your destiny, the destiny of your children, the destiny of the generations to come. Let us show up. Donga Mantum, show up. Start donating, start drafting now. Unfortunately, I don't have the number for you to call, but in the coming days, possibly beginning tomorrow, we should have that number running on TV and, of course, on the social media. So please, Donga Mantum, the challenge is yours. The challenge is yours. Every son and daughter of Donga Mantum, we are looking forward to you to drafting your $1,000. Momo did an excellent job. One thing that every county that is left should emulate from Momo is paying cash. Of all the money that Momo drafted, I am so sure they collected more than half of those funds in cash. In cash. Donga Mantum, learn from that. Show up, draft, pay your draft, stand with your county, stand with your local government, stand with the interim government, of course. And I hope the message has gone across to you. We have now gone over 700, ladies and gentlemen, and I believe that Donga Mantum has received the message. I believe Donga Mantum has received the message. The challenge is yours, and the challenge is also to all of us, Ambazonians. Let's not, somebody says, one for all, and all for one. One for all, all for one for all, something like that. That is what we want to see happen in Donga and Mantum coming up on Sunday. On Sunday. Now, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very important announcement, a breaking story that I bring to you at this moment. As you read on your screen, plans to kill Field Marshal's wife using or through childbirth. This message came to me literally about 5 minutes before I came live this evening. Plans to kill Field Marshal's wife using childbirth. Fellow Ambazonians, Field Marshal's wife has been in custody for about 4 months as of today. And unfortunately, nobody knows where she is. Lawyers have been going from one detention center to the other in Yaoundé, and no lawyer has been able to locate where this woman is. But the point is, when she was abducted or arrested by the French Cameroon terrorist soldiers, she was 6 months. She was 6 months pregnant. Information coming to us says French Cameroon plans to kill her using childbirth, so they can eventually put out, like in the case of journalist Wazizi, they can put out the information that she died through childbirth or childbearing. The information, again, just came to me about 5 minutes before I came live to you. And that information, I think is reliable, because since she was picked up, ladies and gentlemen, nobody has seen her. No lawyer has seen her. No reporter has seen her. Only French Cameroon knows where she is hidden in their colonial capital in Yaoundé. She was again 6 months pregnant, and the plan is, and she's supposed to be giving birth this month of June, at the end of this month. But we have learned, the information came to us just this afternoon, just this afternoon. Again, it came to me literally 5 minutes before I came live to you. The information is the plan is to kill her and then pretend that she died giving birth to the child she was carrying in her womb for the past 8 months. For the past 8 months, this is the 9th month. So, ladies and gentlemen, our ears are out there, our eyes are out there waiting to hear. But we want French Cameroon to know that we are now aware of this, and if she should die in prison and the child also die, that is homicide. That is homicide. And French Cameroon authorities, especially the people who man those detention facilities, will have a case to answer. They will have a case to answer. We will not continue to see our people suffer, fall and die. Very soon when she died, they may say, oh, she died of coronavirus, right? You know, I am beginning to wonder, why is everybody in French Cameroon dying of coronavirus? Yet, the families that have lived with those people, nobody is dying. How does an individual leave a home of 10 people, of 5 people, and go and die in the hospital, and they say he or she died of coronavirus, and yet nobody in that home is being treated or tested positive with coronavirus? How come? That is to tell you French Cameroon is literally killing, ladies and gentlemen, killing our people in the name of coronavirus. They find a good pretext through which to kill, slaughter our people. Paul Nkemayang, Chief Nkemayang Foyi, the poison ye. The only reason they have not attributed that to coronavirus is because he died in good health. That means he was not sick. He was not sick. Somebody doesn't cry his stomach. Then they rush him to the hospital. He died within the same hour. So they cannot say Chief Paul Nkemayang died of coronavirus. But the rest of the dead, they will say they are all dying of coronavirus. Coronavirus. Ladies and gentlemen, you have heard us say this again and again. If you are sick, avoid going to any government hospital. Avoid any government hospital in all of Ambazonia and of course La République du Cameroon, unless you know the doctor treating you. Unless you know the doctor treating you, go to private hospitals. Go to private clinics. You go to the government hospital, they give you poison to kill you, and they still charge you to pay over your dead body. All right. So I believe that authorities in French Cameroon, they are listening to me, and should the wife of Field Marshal die, informants are telling us exactly who will kill her. We will know what next to do. And I hope they got this. I hope they got this. Ladies and gentlemen, it was ghost town. It was ghost town in Bamenda today. It was ghost town in Bamenda today, in the northern zone today. The ghost town supposed to be ending tomorrow. That is not really ending tomorrow. It's ending. Yes, it ends tomorrow later in the day. That is around 6 p.m. or so. But I want to, on behalf of this interim government, appreciate our brothers, our sisters, our parents up there in the northern zone for respecting this abrupt, impromptu lockdown that we call for. When we went to bed on the Sunday, was it Sunday? On Saturday, I think it was Saturday that I announced it. When we went to bed on Saturday, we didn't really know what was coming. We just had to put our heads together, discuss, deliberate about it, and come out to announce it. It was very abrupt, but we want to appreciate, we want to really, truly appreciate the engagement of ground zero in this lockdown. Again, situations like this will continue to happen. Situations like this will continue to happen, and we will continue to call for lockdowns like this. When we call for lockdowns, we never aim at punishing any of our people, as these so-called task force women want Ambazonians to believe. Ladies and gentlemen, again, let me say this again, that when we call for lockdown or ghost town, we are not by any means trying to add to the pains that most of you out there on ground zero are already feeling. We only do it when it is necessary, and we appreciate it when you understand us and you get engaged. Not because you are afraid of anything or afraid of any person, but because it is your own form of also participating in making sure that we tell the world, we tell the international community, we tell French Cameroon that we have a handle over what happens in our territory, that we have a handle over what happens in our territory. And let me speak to these ladies, these women, ladies and gentlemen, the so-called task force, Southwest Northwest Women Task Force. Let me address them a little bit. These are the men. These are the ladies and gentlemen, that you find on your screen. I missed that. But I will show you. I will take you to that information. I will take you to that image. I mean to say, I will take you to that image. But this is what is going on. You find the ladies. Squatting somewhere. I don't know where they are squatting, but what I understand is that they came out yesterday. These ladies you find on your screen, they showed up in their numbers yesterday, demanding that separatists, now they're referring to you and I as separatists. They came out protesting the lockdown that we have called in the northern zone and the southern zone. And they are saying that it is unnecessary. The lockdown is unnecessary. Now, this is the message that I like to take this. I like to ask these ladies this message, ladies and gentlemen. We are not against the practice of free speech, not at all. This interim government is not against the practice of free speech. We will never be. The faces you see on your screen are faces of some of those women. Look at them. So-called Women Task Force for the northern zone and the southern zone. Now, I was saying that we have never, at this interim government, been against free speech. Even when we have people among us who are saying, they just want to get stuck with French Cameroon, remain in French Cameroon and with French Cameroonians, we still think it is their right to decide where they want to be and what they want to do. And so we are not against any person or group of persons coming out to say they are against a free and independent Ambazonia. Again, you are looking at those women on your screen, so-called Northwest, Southwest Women Task Force. These are enemies of this revolution, enemies of this struggle. They are enablers. They are the people who are selling our restoration forces into the hands of French Cameroon terrorist soldiers. Ladies and gentlemen, these women you see on your screen, they are very, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. So-called task force for women. Do you see their faces? These are the women. Again, we are not against their free speech. They have the right to it. But when they choose to take sides, ladies and gentlemen, see their faces. When they choose to take sides, that is where my problem is. That is where my problem is. And I think all of us should be very, very concerned. These are women who are fighting against this struggle. These are women who prefer that we remain slaves under French Cameroon. Those are their faces. Those are their faces, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as I was saying, it is not our policy to go against anyone's free speech in the course of this struggle. Those women have the right to choose where they belong. The problem with this woman is they have never told us where they belong. They will pretend, they come to us and they pretend we want a free and independent Ambazonia. And then they go to the other side in French Cameroon and say to them, we belong to you. They take money from La République du Cameroon. They take money for contracts. All those women you find on your screen, ladies and gentlemen, they are all contractors. They are all contractors for French Cameroon. These women are contractors for French Cameroon. And these are the same women that French Cameroon is using in the name of humanitarian NGOs to go out and spy on the camps of our fighters. These women, they may say they are neutral, but let me assure every one of you out there, they are lobbyists for French Cameroon. Let me ask these women a question. They can come out and protest, ladies and gentlemen, protest against this struggle. Look at them. Let me ask these women, how many times have we seen them protesting the killing of their children, the killing of their husbands, the killing of their brothers, the killing of their own sisters, of course, their own children, their own neighbors? How many times have they stepped out in their placard to protest against the killing, these killings in their own villages and towns? You should be very ashamed, very much ashamed of yourself. You are not women. You are not mothers. You don't marry that. Look at their faces there, ladies and gentlemen. These are not mothers. They are hypocrites, and we should look out for them. Ambazonians, look out for them. If any one of them is your neighbor, take note of them. They should not live near you. They should not live anywhere near you. They are selling us for money, selling us for contracts, selling their own sisters, their own neighbors for contracts. We must not allow this to continue, and these women should no longer have any chance to step on any street in Ambazonia, any public place in Ambazonia with a placard that talks about peace, because their own peace means the killing and the slaughtering of Ambazonian children, or the capitulation of all of us. They just want all of us to rush and kneel, ladies and gentlemen, at the feet of French Cameroon. We will not allow them to step out with any placard. And again, look at their faces. Watch out. Look out for them. Look out for them. Let's get them one by one. Let us locate them one by one and go after them. Let them begin to explain to us why they think that it is more important for them to get contracts from French Cameroon over the dead bodies of their own children, their own neighbors, their own relatives. We must stop those women, so-called. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am challenging those women. If they are really serious, Let them carry the same placards and step out and say, French Cameroon. We want to see their placards reading, Paul Biya, French Cameroon, stop killing our children. Stop killing our husbands. Stop burning our homes. Stop burning our cities, our towns. That is the kind of message we want to see from these women if they are serious. If they are serious. When they carry out hypocritical banners like the one we read here, peace, war is costly, but peace is priceless. Who are they talking to? Who are they addressing here, ladies and gentlemen? Why can't they say to Paul Biya and his cronies, warmongers and their terrorist soldiers, that please stop the war? Your husbands and your children were sitting at home minding their own business, and French Cameroon troops came. They started killing them, started killing the students. They didn't ask for war. French Cameroon brought war upon them. You should be ashamed of yourself to be carrying those placards out there telling us peace is costly. I mean, a war is costly. Tell that to your masters. Take that to your masters and let them know that. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very, very upset about this kind of hypocrisy from women who should be marching the street like in the 90s. Remember the Takumbe women? They did their best. Those women, Takumbe women, they marched the streets in the 90s, calling for a stop to the dictatorship that was Yaoundé. You would think that these women who are more educated, look at who is a poor lady among these ladies? Who is uneducated among these ladies? Ladies and gentlemen, look at them. Look at their faces. These women are more smart, they are more intelligent, they are more educated than those Takumben women. But their intelligence and their smartness only means pushing stuff into their stomach. Again, we have to stop these ladies. We have to stop these ladies. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate all of you in the Northern Zone for honoring the lockdown, the shutdown. It continues tomorrow. Thursday, you go out for regular business. And we are wishing you all the best as you go out on Thursday. We hope that God will bless you to replenish all that you miss over the last 3 days or 2 days, because Monday was our regular ghost town day. That we are praying that any of you who have lost anything within the last 2 days, especially the business community, we pray that God will replenish you. God will replenish you. God will refill you. God will continue to make provision for you and your household. All right. Now, next week is the turn of the Northern Zone. I'm sorry, the Southern Zone. Next week, beginning Monday, is lockdown, total lockdown for the Southern Zone. Fako has to be shut down. Meme has to be shut down. Indian shut down. Kupe Manuguba shut down. LBLM shut down. Manu shut down. Ladies and gentlemen, again, this is how we tell French Cameroon, we have a handle. We have a handle over our territory. They can try to blindfold the international community that, oh, the war is over and they are coming to do reconstruction. But if they cannot even drive around town, I'm coming to you with another story about Paul Tasson. What is happening in Bamenda? Just stay put and listen to me. Paul Tasson could not go around, ladies and gentlemen. Anywhere they are hiding in Bamenda, they cannot go around the counties. I'm coming to that. But the Southern Zone, your turn begins on Monday. No chicken wants to be seen on the street or the roads of the Southern Zone. In fact, I am really thinking and I'm appealing to everybody out there, the roads should be impassable, unpassable. If it is possible, all those roads in the Southern Zone, Kumba Mamfe, Kumba Boya, Boya Victoria, Boya Tico, Those roads should be blocked down, should be locked down, completely locked down. No Okada, no chicken should be seen to want to cross any barrier on any of those roads or streets. And anyone that is caught, well, you know, because we will assume that any car or vehicle seen in the street of the southern zone next week, we will assume that car or that vehicle belongs to Paul Tassong's team. And we will do everything to stop that vehicle or to stop that car. If we can't stop it, we'll blow it up. Yes, we will blow it up. We are sending a message that we own Ambazonia. We run Ambazonia. We dictate what happens on the ground in Ambazonia. So the southern zone, our restoration forces, please, this is your turn. The northern zone has done a great job in the short notice. You had a week more to go. You have better time to prepare. But the northern zone has done a great job. Tomorrow is the last day for the northern zone. Southern zone, the baton is being passed to you. The baton again is being passed to you beginning from Monday all through to Thursday. Paul Tassong and his guy, John Donatus and the team must not be seen anywhere like in the northern zone where they cannot go anywhere. They must not be seen riding or driving to any community, any locality in the southern zone. We must stop them. All the Lifanses must be somewhere. All the Nkranges must be somewhere. All the Fontaine Asomani must be somewhere. You know where they should be. Release them. If you cannot release them now in the southern zone, I'm talking to our restoration fighters now. If you cannot release your might, your power now at this moment, don't tell us we have fighters there. If nothing happens, I would want to believe that there is nothing going on in the southern zone. And I want the security chiefs and the county leaders in these counties in the southern zone to take particular note. We cannot only be known to be pumping money to the ground. We want to see it is time for action. We have no choice. We didn't invite this. This is the time for action. Action in the southern zone, ladies and gentlemen, beginning Monday through Thursday. Now, this is what is going on in the northern zone, ladies and gentlemen. This is what is going on there. Talking about Paul Tassong's team of reconstruction. You can find it on your screen. Paul Tassong team. Hold back door meetings in Bamenda hotels. Paul Tassong is in Bamenda with his team, roving from hotel to hotel without any ability to go to Momo, without any ability to go to Nkambe, to go to that's Donga Mantum, to go to Womb, that's Menchum, to go to to go to, what are all those divisions there again? Boyo, they cannot go to Boyo. They cannot go to Donga Mantum. They cannot go to Menchum. They cannot go to Momo. They are stuck. They are stuck in Bamenda. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. They are stuck in Bamenda. They are holding those meetings from hotel to, it appears that they actually played over our intelligence. They sent out a program to the effect that the meetings were holding in the county headquarters, and they gave the timing, the program. Now, it appears that it was a camouflage. It was a camouflage, ladies and gentlemen. It was staged. What is actually happening, ladies and gentlemen, is that Paul Tassong is holding those meetings behind doors in hotels in Bamenda. One of them is to call Hilltop or Hills Hotel, upstation Bamenda. Some of the meetings have been taking place there. They are, because of security, they change hotel to hotel. They change from hotel to hotel. That is where they are. Now, this is very, very important. What Ambazonians should know is this. Whoever, I just wish that they would be bold enough. I just wish that they would be bold enough, ladies and gentlemen. I wish Paul Tasson would be bold enough to send out the photographs or the pictures of those he is meeting with in those meetings. I wish they are bold enough to show us, ladies and gentlemen, the faces of the people with whom Paul Tasson is meeting with in those meetings. They cannot show us the faces, but they say nothing hides under the sun, and I am believing that one of these days, we will know exactly who was in the room with Paul Tasson at those meetings. Let me say this, fellow Ambazonians. Let me say this. Anyone known to have met with Paul Tasson, be him a chief, an NGO leader, a leader in whatever capacity, known to have met with Paul Tasson, they shall be excommunicated. Yes, they shall be excommunicated from wherever they live. The chiefs whom we will discover or find out that met with Paul Tasson, they will be excommunicated. Paul Tasson is a foreigner. He's a foreign administrator. He cannot come into our territory and pass orders. We will not accept that. And any collaborators of his, they will join him back in French Cameroon. They will join him back in La République du Cameroun. And this is what this thing has become, ladies and gentlemen. It is war. And over 12,000 people have died. And as we move on, we will move from stringency to stringency. We will not anyhow allow a few people, a few selfish, greedy pigs to sell 8 million people. We will not allow that to happen. And so we are making our investigation to know those whom Paul Tasson is meeting with in hotels in Bamenda. And think about it. Come to think about it. They say they are planning reconstruction. They are planning reconstruction because they assume they want the world to believe that the war is over, and they cannot drive round the territory, a peaceful territory that they want the world to believe. If the war is over and they want to start reconstruction indeed, where they have said that they are starting reconstruction only in places where there is security. Let me send a message to Paul Tasson and La République du Cameroun. There is no security anywhere in Ambazonia, sir. You want to know that? Go and lay a foundation stone anywhere. Let's see if that stone will remain there. There is nowhere in Ambazonia where there is security. And Ambazonians don't believe there is security. You yourself, you know there is no security. That is why you are going around with an army vest, a military vest, and surrounded by the army. A minister travels with the police just for, regular protection. That is normal. But a minister in a free community, in a secure community, in a peaceful community should not be traveling with armed to the teeth military. And so if you want people to believe that you will go to where there is security in Ambazonia, there is peace in Ambazonia, and begin your reconstruction, I can assure you, sir, we will wait until we see where you think there is peace and security in Ambazonia to tell you there is actually no peace, no security anywhere in Amazonia. So we are waiting for you. All right, so now let me say this to our comrade, to everyone in the southern zone. Now, going by what we see happening in the northern zone, Paul Tasson and his team are definitely planning not to go anywhere. They will not go to Kumba. They will not go to Mamfe. They will not go to Minji. They will not go to Mondemba. They will not go to Bangem or Kondo Titi, which one is the capital. They will not go to any of these places. Paul Tasson and his team, they plan to remain in Boya or somewhere in Victoria. They can even choose to be in Moyoka, or not Moyoka. They know Moyoka is hot. They will choose to be either in Boya or in Victoria, maybe in Tico. They will sneak in there. By now, they would have invited everybody and sent information as they did in the northern zone. They have invited all their partners to meet with them, either in Boya or in Victoria or maybe in Tico. By now, those people have the invitations. We didn't realize that was their plan for Bamenda, for the northern zone. But they planned it ahead and told the public they were going to the county headquarters, whereas they were going to sneak into Bamenda and invite those people to meet them there. That is the same thing they are going to do. They are going to do in the southern zone. So we are asking our people in the southern zone, particularly the restoration forces, every hotel in the southern zone, in Kumba, in Tico, in Victoria, in Boya, must be under close scrutiny, close watch. Every hotel must be under close watch, close scrutiny. Watch out, walk around, check where the army are stationed. Just know that that is where they're going to be meeting. They should have no room to meet anywhere in the southern room, in the southern zone, even if it means sending them back in their caskets. Let it be so. We will not allow them to go around selling us, selling our lives, selling our families for their own interests. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I take you to the most important story of the day. The most important story of the day. You can find it on your screen. World leaders call for ceasefire in Amazonia war. World leaders call for ceasefire in Amazonia war. That is what some former heads of state and Nobel laureate peace winners are calling for at this moment. They are calling for both sides, as they normally would say, both sides should observe a ceasefire. About a month ago, one of our so-called leaders sent out a statement declaring a ceasefire. I was very ashamed and embarrassed that somebody who claims to be a leader in this struggle, who did not declare war, would be calling for a ceasefire. Calling for a ceasefire from who, sir? So, ladies and gentlemen, we consider it a very, very good beginning that some of these former heads of state and Nobel Peace winners are calling for a ceasefire in this war. But I think they are misdirecting. It is our opinion here at this interim government that they are misdirecting their message when they include us, the restorationists, Amazonians. Ladies and gentlemen, we have said this again and again, and we will keep on saying this until this war is over. We did not ask for war. We did not declare war. We did not provoke French Cameroon into war. They declared war on us. our people, our students, our lawyers, our teachers took to the streets and demanded reforms after 60 years of annexation and colonization. And instead of listening to the voices of our people, of our teachers, of our lawyers, Paul Biya chose to answer them by declaring war. We too accepted the offer. But look at that. Look at the difference. When we say we are not the aggressors, that French Cameroon is the aggressor, this is exactly what we mean. Since this war was declared, we have never crossed the Mongol to attack anybody on French Cameroon territory. We have never crossed Matazem to attack anybody in French Cameroon territory. We have not carried out a covert bomb explosion or attack in Douala, in Bafoussam, in Yaoundé. We have not done any of that. We have not crossed our territory. The war is within our territory. We are defending our territory. We are defending our parents. We are defending our mothers, our sisters, our property, our land. That is why we took up arms. We did not take up arms because we wanted to go and wage war against French Cameroon, because there was no need. We are peaceful people. We asked for a peaceful solution to the conflict. They rejected it. So we took up arms after they declared war. And the only thing we have been doing is self-protect ourselves. They call it in international parlance self-defense. Self-defense. That is what we have been doing for the past 4 years, defending ourselves. If we were aggressors, we would be acting like Boko Haram. You know what Boko Haram does, right? They cross into territories and launch attacks. No, we don't act like Boko Haram. We are intelligent people. We are smart people defending ourselves and defending our territory. We have never crossed into Douala or Bafoussam or Mbunda to launch attacks over there. The aggressors are the French Cameroonians, the French Cameroon government and its military. They are the ones waging a daily offensive against us. They are the ones killing our people. They have already killed over 12,000. The refugees who are in foreign lands, ladies and gentlemen, over 100,000 of them, not a single one of them is from French Cameroon. If we were attacking French Cameroon, wouldn't you imagine French Cameroon citizens would be refugees also? How many French Cameroonians are refugees anywhere in Africa? How many French Cameroonians are displaced? 700,000 Amazonians are displaced. They are living in the bushes. Tell me how many French Cameroonians are displaced. Ladies and gentlemen, that is to tell you we are not the aggressors. French Cameroon is the aggressor. And so the message of these former world leaders and the Nobel Peace Prize winners is a good message, but it is not properly directed. We have always been Southern Cameroons from day number one of this war. We have always been in a ceasefire. If French Cameroon soldiers are not in our territory, if they are not building camps in our territory, we will have no reason to attack anybody. We will have no reason to go after anybody. In fact, we will have no reason to have an army. Absolutely. If French Cameroon wasn't increasing its army in our territory and building camps in every town and every village, we will have no need to own a military or run a military. So, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate this call for a ceasefire. But I would like the international community and these former heads of state and so-called Nobel Peace winners, the message, sir, should be sent to French Cameroon, not to Amazonia or the Southern Cameroons. The message should be sent to French Cameroon. And all they need to do for a ceasefire is pull out of Ambazonia, shut down the camps, and Ambazonian army will have nobody to attack. You pull out, Ambazonian army will have no one to go after. If we were going after French Cameroon, if we were the aggressors, we would have fighters inside Douala. We would have fighters inside Yaoundé. We would have fighters inside Mbunda, Bafoussam, and so on. But we don't. So why are you asking us for a ceasefire? We are merely defending ourselves, defending our people and our territory. We are not the aggressors. A call for a ceasefire belongs to French Cameroon, and that is why I said from the onset that the so-called leader amongst us who declared a ceasefire, when people do not even have an army on the ground to go about running their mouths and calling for a ceasefire, when you did not declare war, when you do not even have a military on the ground, that is shameful, very, very shameful. Ladies and gentlemen, it is not in our place to call for a ceasefire because we did not declare war in the first place. French Cameroon and these so-called war leaders, if they are truly interested in peace, let them make the message loud and clear to French Cameroon: pull out your troops out of Ambazonia, out of the southern Cameroons, and there will be peace. There will be a ceasefire. Because again, there will be nobody for the Ambazonian army to fight. There will be nobody for the Ambazonian army to fight. So the message, sirs, should go to the president, if there is still one, in French Cameroon. That message should go to French Cameroon leaders, and of course, the nation of France, that is the power behind these killings, genocide in the southern Cameroons. We have no ceasefire to offer. So please do not waste your time appealing to Ambazonia for a ceasefire. We do not have a ceasefire to offer. But French Cameroon can initiate a ceasefire. And let me say this. The only ceasefire that Ambazonia is looking for is a ceasefire that comes from a negotiated settlement. Because we realize that this is what may be happening out there. They are calling for a ceasefire with the hope that French Cameroon stop fighting and then go on with reconstruction, so-called reconstruction. Hey, let's open our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Let's open our eyes. Let's be smart. They are calling for a ceasefire. In fact, I won't be surprised that all these former heads of state, so-called, are lobbyists for French Cameroon. French Cameroon is trying to pass through them to say, hey, talk to the separatists, talk to the Ambazonians. They will listen to you. They will think you come with goodwill. Talk to them on our behalf. Flatter them and get them to suspend hostilities. The moment we say yes, we agree to a ceasefire, right? Guess what will happen? They will roll their trucks into our territory the following day. Before you see caterpillars everywhere. You see contractors everywhere. They tell you they are employing people, come and get employment for these construction jobs, right? Everybody will get to work. And before you know, French Cameroon will call for another dialogue, another grand national dialogue. Now that we are doing reconstruction, please let's sit down and discuss together and talk peace. And then the same international community that is supporting the Swiss initiative will forget that they ever supported an international initiative. They will say, just go, just meet them. There is a new leader there, because you know, a new leader is about to be ordained in French Cameroon. They will tell us there is a new leader there. Give him a chance. Go sit down, talk with him, negotiate with him. Fellow Ambazonians, we are the only negotiation we have, the only negotiation we will have with French Cameroon is a negotiation that leads to the full separation, a full separation from French Cameroon. a negotiation that gives us our total sovereignty. That is the only negotiation we will have. As far as a ceasefire is concerned, we are not asking for a ceasefire, and we are not observing any ceasefire because we did not declare war. I hope that our goodwill ambassadors in these former world leaders, they do not misunderstand what message I am passing across here. Our point is that we are observing no ceasefire. The only ceasefire we are bound to observe is a ceasefire that comes from a settlement table. The only ceasefire that will come from the table of a settlement. That is the ceasefire, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking for. If our world leaders were so concerned about the killings in Amazonia, let me ask them, let me ask you, sirs, where have you been when over 12,000 people have been massacred and some buried in mass graves? Where have you been? Where have you been? If you were so-called world leaders have been so concerned, Nobel laureates, Nobel Peace laureates, if you are now so concerned, sirs, where have you been? Why have you not been saying to French Cameroon, or why are you not telling the other world leaders who are your friends to declare, pass some sanctions against French Cameroon? It's a shame. It's a shame to you all that for 4 years this war has been going on and none of you world leaders so-called will call on the powers that matter to pass a single sanction on the regime in French Cameroon. You are telling us what you tell us to lay down arms? We will fight to the last man standing. That's our policy. We will fight to the last person standing. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for staying in there. I will open the phone lines and take a few of your phone calls. We have to stand as one man. All of us, Amazonians, we have to stand as one man and tell everybody in the international arena we have to decide our own destiny. That is the point. Amazonians, we will have to decide our own destiny. If Brexit was good for England in the EU, Brexit is good for Amazonians. Freedom of choice is not only good for some people, it is good for everybody. If independence was good for Eritrea, it is good for Amazonians. We even have a better case. If it was good for the Southern Sudanese, it is good for Amazonia. We have still a better case. But they are choking us to death. They want to choke us to death because of our resources. Because of our resources. We will not budge. We will not give up. We will not give up. We will not surrender. No ceasefire in Amazonia until a negotiated settlement is achieved. Now suddenly they see Amazonians standing up to fund the struggle with millions being raised on a daily basis, and suddenly they are cornering so-called world leaders, retired world leaders, to come and talk about ceasefire. We will raise more money. If this war will go on for 40 years, we will raise money for 40 years and defend our right to a free and independent Amazonia. We have no choice. And I really want to appeal to all of you on ground zero. Please, don't give up. Don't surrender. We know what the pain is. We know what trials that you go through. We see your tears. We see the pain with which you go to bed every evening. You go to bed every evening not knowing whether you will wake up alive. You go to work every day not knowing whether you're going to get back home. You wake up every day not knowing what life holds for you. Yes, that is war. That is war. But how do we give up? when they have killed over 12,000 of us? How? How can we negotiate with them? How can we call for a ceasefire? Will a ceasefire give us independence? Will a ceasefire bring back the dead? They are talking about reconstruction. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, they created this so-called DDRO Center where they want to rehabilitate the soldiers that surrendered to them. For 5 months and running, they have been picking up fighters who surrender into the DDRO Center. How many of them have they given jobs? They are giving them sardine, giving them coke to drink. They get them to sit on car seats in some cars, and pretend as if they own the cars. They don't even know how to drive, but they get them sitting on some car seat, and they pretend as if now they have cars, but they are living in dormitories. How do you have what do they call those cars? Not Pajero, but what are those things? How do you have a car like that? Or let's just say a Corona. How do you have a Corona car and you live in a dormitory? Amazonians, let us be smarter. They took them, they said they're going to rehabilitate them, they're going to give them jobs. They are not sending them to school, they are not giving them any jobs. I thought by now, those of them who got there like the numbers, they should be working in some offices by now, right? Where are they? I see them standing on the corners of the road eating corn and smiling as if they are in heaven. Oh my God. Let's all be smarter. Ladies and gentlemen, if they cannot as much as give those boys jobs, you think they are coming for some reconstruction? You think they are coming for some reconstruction? Well, again, thank you very much, fellow Amazonians. I will open the phone lines and take some of your calls. And I am very, very mad this evening with this, and I just hope that this message gets to the right quarters. Let me get the first message from Belgium. And ladies and gentlemen, before you call, listen to me very, very carefully. Before you call, make sure that you turn down the volume of your set. If you are watching on television, before you call, turn down the volume of your television. You are watching on computer or on phone, whatever gadget you are watching on, turn down the volume before you call, because if you call and there is noise in your background or an echo, I will not accept your call. So please make sure your background volume is turned down. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, I've turned down the volume of my set. I think you can hear me well.
Okay, yes, I can hear you 5 on 5. What is your message, sir?
Okay, this is Mr. Thomas. Well, I just want to react on the ceasefire called by some so-called African ex-head of states and Nobel laureates. If they are so sincere about calling for a ceasefire, I want to remind them that the court in Banjul in 2009 asked Larpo to be the Southern Cameroons at the African Union for a negotiated settlement with the Southern Cameroons. Larpo had never respected that call.
And hold on there. And it is intriguing that some of these same so-called former leaders were leaders at the moment of that court decision.
What an irony.
You see the hypocrisy?
These guys, that's it. I also want to remind them that they should ask La Republic, if they are sincere enough, let La Republic respect the Cairo Declaration of 1964 or 63, if I am not mistaken, that call for all African nations to respect their boundaries at independence. The Southern Cameroons is not fighting in La Republic of Cameroon, but La Republic is in the Southern Cameroon fighting there. They should ask them to withdraw their soldiers back into La Republic. That is when we can be talking about a ceasefire. Failure to do that, they should keep their mouths shut as they've been mute for the past 58 years. Let them continue to be mute, and so we will use the means that any other country are using in the world to liberate themselves.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Well said. All right. Thank you, comrade there. That was very well said. Let me get this. Ground Zero has a connection problem. This is a bad connection. That is a bad connection there. The lines are open. The lines are open, ladies and gentlemen. I like to hear from you. I like to know what you're thinking. Go ahead and call the number on here. Oh, I got a wrong number on the screen there. Okay, but most of you out there got the number here. Go ahead and call. Go ahead and call. Hello, sir.
Greetings, Mr. Chris.
Greetings, sir. Prince J.K. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing very good, and you?
Excellent, excellent. What is your contribution, sir? 1 minute.
I just want to tell you that when you see this time where the international government and everybody is like putting eyes on Amazonia, know that we are united. We are united and victory is close. Let's forget about that distraction. They just want to distract the unity. You know, anytime we are united, La Republic comes with an attack.
They see money, they see money coming into our pocket to fund the war. And essentially La Republic is going to the background and telling them, hey, talk to the separatists, let them observe a ceasefire. Now, you will recall that these so-called former African leaders are the people who called for a meeting in Addis Ababa to look into this crisis, and they will not as much as invite Amazonian leaders.
All of them are crooks. You know, these guys have been caught up into the French so-called restitution call. They speak the same voice. Look, let's forget about those people. What we need now is they want to destroy the unity again. Because this time the unity we have is very, very difficult to be broken. We are all out here and we have big passports. We are not like the Sisseku and the Patterson, which they can just ramsackle from Nigeria and deport to Cameroon. No.
Well,
so let's focus.
They have failed.
Let's just focus and forget about all these so-called. We need to get something which can strike 1 kilometer. That should be our target now. When we get those things which can strike 1 kilometer, which can block the borders of Santa and that of Mongo, then we are free. That's what we need now. We don't need their mediation. We don't want them anymore.
Prince J.K., I hope you guys are working on FACO to shut down that place coming next week.
Yeah, we are putting all our heads there, and I promise you things will go so well.
All the hotels should be monitored. All the roads should be shut down. If it means a kilometer shut down, as you say, this is very, very important.
You know, Mr. Chris, I'm sure you heard what happened some few days ago. We gave them a signal at my 4 park. The restoration forces came out there and gave them a signal for those disobeying Ghost Town.
Good.
So they already know. So we don't speak, we don't talk much. What we do in FACO is what we call the Taliban style. We observe and then we go and strike. We look those who default and we go and strike. That's what we do in FACO. So please, let's just be focused, Secretary Chris, and I assure you victories at the corner. When you see people start talking, my heart is so sweet because with Amber World Drum, I can see victory. Victory is coming.
All right, thank you. Chris. Thank you. Okay, let me get the next caller here, like Ground Zero. Ground Zero is having connection problems. I can't pick the call because it won't connect. Go ahead and call, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead and call. Okay. Let me get this color. Hello.
Hi, good evening, sir.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good evening, ma'am. You are live on ABC.
Oh, don't say that.
Oh, you didn't know you were calling live? Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Hello, sir. Hello.
Yeah, good evening, sir, please.
Good evening, ma'am. May I know where you're calling from, please?
I'm calling from the UK.
Okay. Thanks for the call. What is your contribution or a question?
Yeah, my contribution goes directly to those women who were carrying placards talking of peace.
Okay.
I would have loved to see them carrying the placards, talking to the Cameroon government, La Republic government,
Right.
to withdraw their soldiers from Ambazonia. I would have loved them to carry their placards during the massacre that took place in Garbo. I would have loved them to carry their placards when our people ran to Nigeria, they're internally displaced, they're in the bushes. They would have carried their placards. It's such a pity to see that women who have children could sell their souls for money. They could see the spilling of the blood of innocent children in Amazonia, yet they come out because they've been given the money, they have contracts with La Republic government. It's a pity. And my message to every one of us women who are from Amazonia, I mean the legitimate women.
Yes.
We have to stand for our people. We are mothers to the motherless. We are mothers to those who don't have shoulders to cry on. We shouldn't behave like those women we saw there. It's such a shame.
Yes.
I feel so bad seeing mothers behaving like that. That's my contribution. And another thing, what is driving the world now to say, oh, let's call for a ceasefire, is they could see that Amazonians have made up their mind. The world draft has proven to the world that we have taken a decision to be on our own. And there is nothing we can do. I'm a mother, I'm a woman talking. I cry almost every day because I know, I watch, I feel, I hear what is going on in Amazonia. So they could see that we have taking our stance. What I want us to know, we don't want anything. If we don't have independence, then I will never ever travel out of the United Kingdom. I will surrender my life here.
Well,
thank you, Secretary Chris.
Thank you. Well said, and I can assure you that is the resolve of every one of us, and that is one of the angle where we find most of us who are in the front lines, we find ourselves. We don't win. Most of us in the diaspora may never go back home. Is that clear, ladies and gentlemen, including you? So that is why we have no choice but to win this war. Okay, let me see. Hello? Hello? But connection, ground zero is not having a good connection at all. Let me see this. Hello? Hello?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Can you turn down that voice I'm hearing in your background, sir?
No, there's no voice actually. There's no voice. It's okay.
All right, thank you. Where are you calling from?
Can you hear me? Can you get me?
Yes, I can hear you. Where are you calling from?
Abakwa.
Abakwa. Okay. How was Abakwa today?
From Bamenda, Abakwa. Excellent as usual. Always in the lead.
Okay. Thank you. So, what contribution do you have, sir?
Yeah. The first thing I want to say is, yesterday, during your presentation yesterday, we didn't follow the second item. And you were supposed to explain the plot to assassinate some of the leaders of the
interim government. Yes.
So could you be kind enough, please, to yes.
Okay.
Information
Yes. Yesterday, the information. We will do a replay. We will do a replay of that broadcast of yesterday, right after this. But the information was we receive news, we receive intelligence that a number of French Cameroon hitmen are currently in France, with the final destination being the USA. They plan to hire hitmen, whatever means they want to use, to assassinate 5 leaders here at the interim government. And those 5 leaders are Ms. Irene Ngwa, the President Dr. Sako, Professor Martin Ayim, Bishop John Egiawan, and myself. So that was the information. But again, we will run that broadcast of yesterday on Ground Zero after this broadcast. Thanks for the call. Okay, let me see. Ground Zero. Hello. 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 That connection again is not good. Let me try another Ground Zero. Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hello, I can hear you, sir. Where are you calling from? Hello. Hello. Well, I can't get the caller. It's a bad network. Okay, Ground Zero is trying to call, but very bad network. I can't just pick any call from Ground Zero, ladies and gentlemen. Their calls are not connecting. All right, let me see who is next. Ground Zero again. Hello.
Hello, Secretary. Please, good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from on Ground Zero?
I'm calling from the northern zone of Ketunja.
Oh, Ngo Ketunja. How is General No Pity?
No pity, it's okay. Everybody is doing well in Ketunja.
All right, great. What is your contribution, sir, today?
Yeah, Secretary, please, I just want to contribute something concerning the case, the idea that you got news that they want to assassinate some of our interim government members. This is not something we should keep on the ground. It's something we should be very serious because, you know, those members you just cited there, if La Republic lay a hand on them, then this struggle is over, as I think.
No, they will not. They will not. They will not. I can assure you, they will not lay a hand on any of us. But again, I will also double assure you, even if they lay a hand on any of us, it will not kill this struggle, because this struggle is not led by 5 people. Ambazonia machinery is the one behind the 5 people. When they picked up Sisiko and 12 others, a very young cabinet, didn't they think that they were going to put it to an end? Did it come to an end? So, if by any means,
you're right, Secretary Chris, but we should be careful before then. That's
no, you are
point.
correct. You are very correct. We're not saying that we're going to be careless, but I'm just telling you, nobody should even think that it will pick up or kill anybody, that this struggle is over. No, they have been killing people every day. As I keep on saying, over 12,000 killed. They thought that by killing us in our numbers, we would surrender, right? Instead, you know what those killings are doing? They are just empowering us and adding resilience in us to keep on fighting. And we will keep on fighting. You can trust that. So don't be worried about what they can do. And another thing is, this is not a banana republic like French Cameroon, where you go and attack somebody anyhow and go free. Emir Bankoy, or Bankui as I call him, he has killed so many people in that country, and he is still a free man. I challenge him. If he steps in the U.S. and leave any airport in the U.S. with the one they call Leopold, Eco, if they can step in the U.S. and leave any U.S. airport without being arrested, let him believe that we are not here. Ambazonians have no power here in this country. I challenge them to come. All right, thank you for the call.
Okay,
yes?
Okay, Secretary Chris. Also, the brothers on the southern zone, they should copy the example of what we are doing in the northern zone, because everything is intact now.
Well, but I have heard that call again and again and I think that we are expecting so much. Listen, when this war started, let me say this so that everybody get it. When this war started, the Southern Zone fought this war for over 6 months before the Northern Zone picked up. So if it is slow there now, it doesn't mean it is over. Let us be patient, get things organized. We do not have the same people fighting everywhere. So sometimes there need to be reorganization for the temperature to pick up again. So please, let us not keep saying Northern Zone is doing this, Southern Zone is doing this. This is war. Nobody was ready for this, okay? Thank you.
Noted, Secretary Chris, noted. Thank you.
All right. All right. Let me see. Hello, sir. Hello. Okay, this guy just cannot come through with a bad connection. Let me try this one. Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, ma'am. May I know where you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from Germany. Yes, I want to just inform those who are having hotels in Bamenda and the Southwest that they should prepare themselves and also receive money from the Republic, because when they will go after hosting them, they are going to rebuild their hotels, because they are going to burn them down, burn all the hotels down after hosting them. So they should make sure that the hotels move with them to the Republic, or they take money to reconstruct all those hotels.
Hold on there. Hold on there. I think you are making such a vital point there, and I hope that Ambazonian Restoration Forces are getting this message. Any hotel in the Northern Zone and in the Southern Zone hosting these pariahs, French Cameroonians coming to tell us about the construction, any hotel, that here, is it Hilltop Hotel or Hills Hotel, upstation in Bamenda, Ambazonian Restoration Forces, that hotel, the owners of that hotel must pay. Even if it is Ayaba Hotel must pay. Any hotel that hosts these killers in our territory, after they are gone, we must make sure they have no business. Thank you. Yes, go on, please.
Thank you, and I want to thank you for the good job. Continue the good job, Secretary Chris. Thank you, bye-bye.
Thank you, God bless. Okay. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling from, please?
I'm calling from Amazonia, precisely as a Bui country.
Bui country. Okay. How was lockdown in Bui?
Perfect.
Perfect. Good. So what is your message, sir?
So what we want to talk here?
Yes.
About that northern zone and southern zone at the job, Semo would close that topic because Amazonia is one.
Correct.
In 1961, we were Amazonia. We don't have northern zone or southern zone. Because when fight there for Bamenda, that means that fight there for Southwest, for Buya.
Right.
Any corner for Amazonia we fight there. That means that fight there all side. Any place where we don't win for there, that means we don't take. We are land. We will close that topic, say northern zone, southern zone. That one Ahijo for Bia regime. We no be knowing northern zone or southern zone for first time.
You are very correct. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. That's a very good point, ladies and gentlemen, because the enemies are using people among us to tell us, oh, the northern zone is doing this. Oh, the southern zone is doing this. Who divided us? The same colonial powers. Okay? Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV?
Yes, I'm calling from the northern zone.
Okay, where precisely?
In Bamenda.
Okay, what is your contribution, sir? Please turn down the volume of your television.
Yes, I'm out of the area.
Okay, go on, please.
You remember when this war started? We did not ask. We carry placards, march on the street. We did not ask anything with the Republic to be shooting guns. But now they are inviting the ex-leaders of Africans. Are they not the same like them?
Yeah, they're the same old dictators.
Yes, people who have stayed in power for long and they don't want to step down. They are old enough to leave their own grandson to rule, but they cannot leave it.
Yeah.
So we are telling them that any person in the northern zone that will eventually any house that we know that is burned, that was burned by the Republic. If we see any blocks that is used to construct that place, we'll check we'll look for the family.
No, they are not. No, they are not constructing any house. So forget about that. They are targeting schools. They are targeting hospitals. These are the places. These are the places they say they want to start constructing. So they are not building any house. Really, if they want to build any house, you would think that they will bring in the refugees, right? No. So yes. Forget. It is not happening. Listen, it's not happening. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care that there are schools. We don't care that there are hospitals. For as long as this war has not ended in the negotiation, there will be nothing constructed in our territory. We don't care if it is a first-class hospital or a first-class university.
Yeah. Yes. Now I want to talk about those women.
Okay.
Those women that have gone down, sit on the ground, and they don't know the pains most of us on ground zero have faced. We have lost our family. Even me, I'm talking like that. I'm from Momo zone. I have lost my brother in this war, and they go and sit down all prostitutes who are dealing with the government. They go and take contracts. They give them contracts. They work. They come and sit on the road and be talking nonsense. We are waiting for them. Let them come in the North Zone and make that their thing. We'll go to their door and match everybody's door that we know. And we'll teach them a lesson.
We have their pictures on the screen, and we want everybody on ground zero to see those faces. See those faces, ladies and gentlemen. See those faces. You find them anywhere on ground zero, they should be arrested. Thank you. Thanks for the call. Okay, let me see. Who else? Ground zero. That is good. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. All right, I can get that caller. Let me see who is next here. Hello.
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello, Chris.
Didn't you just called a few minutes ago, sir?
Yes, I called, but I didn't finish my information. Then you just cut me off.
No, sorry. We have to give chance for others to call. Okay, thank you. Okay. Hello. 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 All right, ground zero. Hello, sir. Hello.
Hello, Secretary Chris. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you're calling in from, please?
Hello, Secretary Chris.
Yes, sir. Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling from Ground Zero.
Okay.
Mezam.
Mezam. Okay, thank you. What is your contribution, sir?
Well, my contribution is that, Secretary Chris, thank you for your I'm calling from Mezam.
Okay,
country.
thank you.
I'm calling from Mezam.
Yes, go on, sir.
Sir, my contribution is that those women that you are seeing, they are not Anglophone women. They are some Francophones that they have just manipulated by the regime.
Well, it doesn't matter where they come from. Yes, it doesn't matter where they come from. If they are doing this, if they are manipulated and they are doing this in our territory and they live in our territory, then we must make them pay.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Sector Chris. So thank you for your hard work.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right. I think this may be the last caller here. Hello, sir.
Yes, good evening, Secretary Chris.
Good evening, sir. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
Yes, I'm calling from Meme County.
Okay. I hope you guys are prepared for the lockdown beginning Monday.
Yes, very well prepared.
Did they get the news at all yesterday?
Yes, everybody has gotten the news.
Good. All right. So what is your contribution, sir?
Yeah, I want just to talk about the women, and I'll say it in pidgin so that they can get me clear.
Absolutely.
Yes, excuse me. That my medium where they don't can stand for TV, they protest. In short, if they hear me, then they're like Nyongo people them where, you know, when you don't enter that society, as you kill your own people that they talk, you need to hear. So that is exactly what these men are.
Yeah.
They're just like people who have entered in the secret society. And when you have entered into that thing, when you have signed a pact with the devil, in short, to get out is not easy. So those women are just acting exactly like these people who are in a secret society, especially the one we call here in the Pidgin Nyongo. So these women are Nyongo women.
Well, I think you got it right. I think you got it right because as the last caller said, they are like entangled and they have no choice.
Really?
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the call. I appreciate it. I hope you guys prepare for the lockdown and keep it straight.
Very well.
Thank you. Okay, the calls are coming in from ground zero. Hello, sir.
Hello, Secretary.
Hello, sir. Good evening. May I know where you are calling in from, please?
Have you thought of establishing a database of all these enablers and all these links like that?
I'm sorry?
Have you thought of having a database of all these enablers?
Well, we don't know. We don't know them. You know, there are things that come to our attention only when things like this, their protests happen, and then we begin to see the faces behind it. Hello. 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 Well, I lost that connection. I will take 2 more calls, ladies and gentlemen, and I will call it a day. Hello?
I'm calling from the northern zone, Bamenda.
Okay, thanks for the call, sir. What is your contribution? 1 minute.
Secretary Chris, let me just remind La Republic how they start this war. Because time when they start this war, we'll be there for on top fee. We know how this war start. I remind them, make them know what you will be doing for we. We will start the war on our peace plan. We stay inside our house, they come into inside our house, they kill we. They climb on top of roof, they move for antenna, then put them for down. Carry TV the inside our house, carry things the inside our house, then come out. The chest we will enter for inside forest. We'll start use them gun. Make them know say they don't find them and they don't get them because we will not go surrender. Even when you go to come the whole north and south zone, they all picking them. We will not have to hold gun. We will hunt them. We will not have to hold the gun. We will hunt them. We papa the blunt, grandpa the ancient part the blunt we have for hold gun. So anything when they say they feed on for we, they don't feed on for we because we be ready to hold the gun. Even our residential for them, if you back on time, we will help them to hold the gun. Because they go through the war easily. It will be easy for them. Because now back way they don't put up for them, we always stand up for fight. And we will fight until the last person, the blood will drop.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. I take the last caller, ladies and gentlemen. The last lucky caller. Okay. Hello. Hello. Hello.
I'm following the show live.
Please, can you turn down the volume of your set, please?
The show live.
Yes, turn down the volume of your set. You're following the show live. Yes, thank you. Turn down the volume of your set.
I've done it.
All right, I can hear you now. Go ahead, sir.
From Meme County.
From Meme County. Are you guys? Have you guys heard of the lockdown coming next week? Hello.
Yes, we have heard. I followed this last when you came on the show with the anchorman Bohabe, the senior lawyer barrister, and the secretary for defense yesterday.
Okay. All right. Good.
So I appreciate you guys for the struggle.
Thank you.
I appreciate you very much. Very, very much.
Thank you.
So we are praying God for this struggle.
All right.
And you remember the UPCs were targeted the same way that you people are targeted like that.
Right.
Mumie died in Switzerland because of poison. So this intelligence is a real reality all over the world. The French people are the one maneuvering to destroy French Africa.
All right.
Because of resources. So
all right.
I am praying for you people.
Thank you.
Take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. Don't take that information for granted.
All right.
Take care of yourself because here in Cameroon we know the truth. We know the truth very well.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. Hope you guys prepare for the lockdown and nothing enters Kumba, nothing leaves Kumba, okay? Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of it. I cannot take any more callers. We will call it a day. However, before I go, I want to say one more thing, and I am speaking to every Ambazonian out there on ground zero, and particularly to our restoration fighters. We have learned that there is a plan out there that will start manifesting itself in the weeks ahead. The plan is that some of these so-called leaders, who have ostracized themselves from the mainstream, are gonna be asking a few of their fighters on the ground to start producing videos, asking the interim government for weapons, for bullets, for sticks, from the draft money. Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to know out there, if you should see an audio, if you should see a video from anybody, even if that person is from the legitimate Ambazonia Restoration Force, know that those videos or those audios are planted by our detractors and French Cameroon enablers trying to infiltrate us. What the World Draft is going towards is very clear to the county leaders, to the LGA leaders, and of course down to the fighters on ground zero. The draft money is not to necessarily buy arms and give to the fighters on ground zero. There are specific projects. There are specific projects for the draft money, and you are not going to see that money dispatched on ground zero tomorrow or in the next week. So please, when people begin to come out to say, oh, where is the money? Show us the money. They ate the money, they mismanaged the money, like in my trip to Boya. Know that it is the enemy. It is the enemy, and I really love our activists to take note of this point and take it out there. Let our detractors know they cannot push us to do what they want us to do. This money will be used judiciously for the purpose for which it is being raised. So, that said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank all of you for tuning in today. By God's grace, I will